Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for the 8 people that attended the recent workshop on Sunday school and youth leadership and so on. We had really had a wonderful evening, and we covered a lot of topics and enjoyed some pizza together and had some fun. But we also covered some information that I think is quite valuable, and it's a good follow-up to the the information that you already have in terms of those 2 videos and so on. One of the things we talked about was quiet time. And in looking at quiet time, we felt that it's important to develop that kind of quiet in a classroom or with a group in preparation for dealing with God's Word. A couple of the suggestions that we had in doing that was to make sure that we showed a strong interest in whether it's a young person or a child, in how they were doing, and to be able to hear that information, to acknowledge them and how important they are to us, and so on. And at the same time, to very intentionally, deliberately make the transition into a study of a Bible story and or things with regard to the curriculum. Another thing that we talked about was how do you make a difference when you only see a child or young person for maybe an hour a week, and as some said, maybe it's once a month, and so on and so forth. How do you make a difference in that way? And we had some suggestions on that. We thought that one of the things was in terms of for us as teachers and leaders to really demonstrate our love and affection, our joy at being in the situation of working in Sunday school or in a youth group, to really make that very clear and evident, to take a strong interest in the lives of the young people that we're serving. And on a technical area, we thought it might be worthwhile to provide some assignments that could be done through the week. As examples, looking at a recording of maybe 2 or 3 acts of kindness that were witnessed by them in school or in other areas of their lives for the week, and then sharing that the next week. Or another one was to deliberately act in a kind way to someone without telling anyone about it, without trying to take credit, but then to come back and share that a bit the next week, just as examples. But whatever the topics are, to build some things in that can be done in the next week. We talked a bit about behavior too, and this would have more to do perhaps with the younger people. But where there's a parent-child intervention, where you're sharing information, to have the child present so that they can have their input, tell their story as well, and that might be a very worthwhile thing to do. Another technique that seems to be working for some is where a child is viewed as looking for attention, to turn that table around and give them a special role, make them a special helper so that they can get that attention, but in a positive way. Once again, I want to thank all the participants, and we had a little bit of an exercise right at the beginning of our session, and it was dealing with key questions that would make a great Sunday school teacher or youth group leader. And we came up with being intentional, being passionate, and I just want to say at a personal level that as I experienced the workshop on last Monday night, I could see that was very much in evidence in the participants. So once again, thank you for participating, and I hope those who weren't able to be there, that this is helpful to you as well. Thank you.